an athlete, we always go over the rules before the fight. And I've had the same similar case when I fought John Dodson the very first time. He was playing that game. If you're going to play that game, you're just asking for trouble. And I think when Chris Weidman said, I purposely put my hands down so you wouldn't need me, you have to take a look back at this sport of mixed martial arts that if a man could put both his hands down on the ground and stop my actions to progress to finish them, you gotta take a look at this. You gotta take a look at the rules. I think it's a stupid rule. I think Pride and Dream had it correctly. You can knee people in the head if they're down like that. There's a simple way you can avoid that. A true down person is somebody's gonna put a knee down, okay? But a person doesn't want to put his knee down because you can take advantage of it, take it back, and all that stuff. But it's unfortunate, man. You're playing with fire when you play that role. And Big John McCarthy, each time I fight, he tells me, he goes, if you put your hand down, you're not a down opponent. If you're going to play that game, be expected to get kneed in the head. So, and I like Chris Weidman. There's nothing against him at all. I'm just saying, like, you're playing with fire when you're doing that. So.
If you were Gegard, how would you feel about getting that win that way?
Well, like Gegard said, a win's a win. He's in his full check, and good for him in his last fight in his deal, so he has all the argument power. I mean, Gegard Musashi is a legit middleweight. I think he could be the middleweight champion of the world. I think if he became a middleweight champion of the world, him and Jacare would fight over again. And you just look at Gegard's complete game. He's got great stand-up. Every single time Chris Weidman took him down, he was able to elevate him, get back up to his feet, and Chris Weidman wasn't able to land a lot of damaging blows, even though he had him full mount. So, Gegard's legit, man. I mean, follows the cup, and now pay him what he wants.
What time did you have to wake up on Friday morning to try to make that 205 limit, and what kind of state were you in when you came downstairs? When you came downstairs to weigh in, did you think in your mind that you were going to still hit that 205 even though it was a rough journey to get there?
Yes, I did. I was tired, man. I got up at 5:30 because I was still 7 pounds overweight on Friday morning, which is way more than I would normally cut on a day of weigh-ins. I prefer to late weigh-ins. I prefer having the morning to just rest and relax, get up at my time and go and do it. Or if I need to, if I have a 4 o'clock weigh-in, get up at 9, work out for an hour, go home and rest for a few hours, go back and do the rest. Whereas this time it felt like a crunch, even though I got up super early to start getting it done. But yeah, when I went down, my scale in the room said I was on weight, so I figured I was good. But I was tired. I was really tired. I was exhausted. If you watch as I walk onto the scale, I was kind of almost staggering because the weight cut was a little harder than I anticipated it being.
When they announced that you're 206.2 and then you walk to the back, what's going through your mind?
Oh, my goodness, what is happening? Like, how could this possibly be happening? How am I going to lose this championship on the scale? That type of stuff.
And at what point does someone tell you you can actually go back? None of us knew, and I suspect the UFC didn't know that you had an extra 2 hours. Did you have any idea that you had an extra 2 hours?
Well, the commission, I was complaining, like, the scale's not right. I was like, this is BS. I want a reweigh. I was like, and even, I was like, this is some BS. My scale said it was 205. I said, also, I've been checking all week. I don't understand what the issue is. And then they said, well, you can go reweigh, but you also have 2 hours because it's a championship fight. So go reweigh, and if I didn't make it then, go back and lose the extra pound. So they informed me in the back while I was complaining, but I didn't know it at the time. My issue mostly was with feeling like my scale was right because I paid $600 for a brand new scale.
Did you consider, actually going to try to lose weight, or did you know in your mind, okay, my last check?
I was like, I know I was on weight. I was like, I know I'm on weight. Let's just go back and check again.
And then comparing it to your other cuts at 205 in terms of the strain on your body, was this the toughest one?
Oh, yeah, 100%. This is the hardest one by far. I think the beginning of my career at 205 pounds, the beginning of my 205-pound career was easier because I was fighting so often. Like, you remember I fought Patrick Cummins, and I fought Dan Henderson, and then I fought Jones, and I fought Gustafson, Rumble. They were all within, like, the first year and a half. So every 3-4 months I was fighting. Whereas now, you know, after Gustafson, it was like 9 months, and then this time again it was like 8 months. So it was like it's just a lot of time in between fights. So I need to be a little more active so that my weight doesn't get as high, and also my body gets used to the weight cut again.